Heaven If You Are Not Here on Earth by Kuvempu. Kuvempu is the pen name of Kuppalli Venkatappa Puttappa. He is one of the famous literary figures of 20th century Kannada literature. His writings or his works have been translated into many other languages also, including English. He is the first person to receive Jnanapita Award in Kannada literature for his great work Ramayana Darshanam. Ramayana Darshanam is the rewriting of great ancient Indian epic Ramayana. He is the second national poet of Kannada. He is famous for his term universal humanism. Universal humanism in the sense universal brotherhood or Vishwa Manavata Vada. He penned the Karnataka state anthem Jaya Bharata Jananiya Tanujati. Dr. C. Naganna has translated this poem from Kannada to English. Dr. C. Naganna is a well-known poet, critic and translator. He has brought out more than 20 books in Kannada and English so far. Chinua Achebe's great novel Things Fall Apart has been translated into Kannada as Bhanga by himself. Currently he is working as a professor of comparative literature and translation studies at Mysore University. He has received many prestigious awards and prizes. Each one of us will speak about heaven and hell. Where exactly this heaven and hell is located, no one knows about it. In almost all the religions, this concept is there. If we have performed the good work or if we have done good things on this earth, we will go to the heaven. If we have performed bad things on this earth, we will go to the hell. So this concept we have. Almost all the religion, this concept, in almost all the religion, this concept is there. But no one knows where exactly it is located. It is that there is everything on this earth. So this earth itself is the heaven for us. We shall see the first stanza of the poem. Heaven, if you are not here on earth, where else could you be? If we ourselves cannot be gods, then there can be no gods. If ourselves aren't heavenly nymphs, the nymphs are not elsewhere. By observing the beauty and bounty of the nature, poet Kuvempu, he says that this earth has everything, so heaven is located on the surface of the earth itself. We ourselves are one of the parts of this heaven. He says, heaven, if you are not here on earth, where else could you be? Heaven is located on the earth itself. We are one of the parts of that heaven. Heaven is not somewhere else. It is here only. He has asked the question to the heaven, if you are not the heaven, if you are not here on the earth, then where you are going to be, where you can stay? He has asked the question to the heaven. He further says that if ourselves cannot be gods, then there can be no gods. He has compared ourselves as the gods. If ourselves aren't heavenly nymphs, nymphs are not elsewhere. Nymphs in the sense, actually, there is a concept of apsaras, menakas, all these gods, goddess, these kinds of concept we have. So that he is going to say. He has compared ourselves as the gods, and ourselves he has compared to the nymphs also. So here there is everything. For example, here there is joke falls. By observing the joke falls, we may mesmerized, we may be fascinated. Or if we observe the Western Ghats, there are many different waterfalls. By observing that waterfall, we may be mesmerized, and we may be surprised, and we may be attracted to that. So here he says there is everything on this earth, different kinds of creatures, different kinds of birds, insects, and all the beautiful sceneries are located on this earth. So he has addressed this entire nature as the heaven, and we are the parts of that heaven, and he has compared ourselves as the nymphs or the gods or the goddess. We shall see the next stanza. While this roaring stream rushes fast, rolling surf at the edge of waves, the tender sunshine leans on verdant gardens, and then the gentle sun make this earth heaven. If we observe the roaring stream, how it moves in such a speed, and it creates a kind of sound. And the sea waves, it creates surf at the edge. So by observing these streams, by observing the sea waves or the surf at the edge of the sea waves, we may think that this itself is the heaven. Heaven is not located anywhere else, it is there on this earth itself. Early in the morning, observe the sun rays, or at the evening, if we observe the sun rays in the clean or the green garden, it appears so beautifully. The tender sun shines, the tender or the soft sun rays, it comes and it touches the plants. On that situation, a kind of golden color will be created in the morning as well as in the evening also. So he says that if we observe such kind of situation, we may think that sun has created the heaven on this earth. Not only these, there are many things. If we observe the beauty and bounty of the Western Ghats or the Himalayan region, we may think that this itself is the heaven. Many different kinds of waterfalls have been created in the Western Ghats. Huge mountains are there. So while moving the streams or the rivers, it falls down suddenly. There waterfalls have been created. For example, Jog Falls. And some other tourist interest places are also there. For example, Bhagamandala, Agumbe, Talakaveri, Kanyakumari. These are all the tourist interest places. So he says that there is everything on this earth. Because of that reason itself, earth itself is the heaven for us. We shall see the next stanza. In the splendor of harvest and of moonlight, heaven lies all over, imbibing and spilling the song of nectar. The poet does create heaven on the earth. In earlier days, there is a concept called harvesting. Now also it's there, but how it was earlier, such kind of situation is not there. Earlier, all human beings used to work. Now all these machines we are using. So earlier days, in order to harvest the crops, human beings have been used, and they will create a kind of situation almost like a festival during the time of harvest. So on that situation, if moonlight lies all over, what happens during the time of night? If there is moonlight, if it is the harvest season, in that situation the people used to enjoy. So when we have got such kind of happiness or the enjoyment, we may feel that this is the real heaven. And he further says that imbibing and spilling the song of nectar. So by observing the beauty and bounty of the nature, poet has experienced it, and he has composed the song, and he has spread the message of heaven, or spread the message of heaven everywhere, imbibing and spilling. I mean, he has experienced it and he has spread the message of this heaven. What is that? There is a heaven on this earth itself. So by observing, by doing that, he has created the heaven on this earth itself. So poet says that heaven is not located anywhere else, heaven is there on the earth itself.